When a lady is contemplating you, her physical expressions frequently disclose significantly more than her speech ever could. These tiny, quiet, and largely instinctive cues operate like concealed ciphers, mute signals that provide you profound perception into her pull toward you and her internal state. The reality is that most men overlook these indicators entirely, and because of that, they forfeit opportunities to build more robust and significant bonds. However, when you acquire the skill to observe and interpret them, you can reveal her unvoiced yearnings and even transition the relationship to a more profound level. Today, I am revealing 9 influential signs that demonstrate she is imagining scenarios with you and reflecting on you more than you realize. These indicators are genuine psychological benchmarks that she is not merely passingly intrigued, she is mentally integrating you into her personal world. Remain with me until the very conclusion because the final indicator, number 9, is the one women find most difficult to suppress, and it exposes exactly what she is experiencing deep within. The first indicator is that she becomes restless when you are nearby. Fidgeting is one of the most potent signs of nervous vitality. It frequently surfaces when an individual feels thrilled, apprehensive, or emotionally stirred around someone they find attractive. If she becomes notably uneasy when you are in her presence, fiddling with her jewelry, toy with her rings, checking her watch, smoothing her attire, or softly tapping her heel, it is not by chance. It is her anatomy attempting to manage the emotional surge she feels in your company. She might absent-mindedly rotate a pen while conversing, nibble her nails, toggle her weight from side to side, or constantly modify her stance when you are in proximity. These movements might appear trivial on the exterior, but they signal an elevated consciousness and allure beneath the surface. A helpful detail to observe is what occurs when you move away. If the restlessness abruptly vanishes once you depart, that is a definitive sign that you were the catalyst for her jittery excitement. The second indicator is that she toys with her hair. Hair is one of the most effective instruments women utilize, often without conscious thought, to signal interest. If she is twirling a lock, running her palms through it, tucking it behind her ear, or tossing it over her shoulder while engaging with you, she is not merely tidying her appearance. She is subtly attempting to pull focus toward herself. This conduct is deeply primal. Without active thought, she is boosting her look so she appears more magnetic to you. On a deeper plane, playing with her hair can also indicate nervous anticipation. If she feels a bit self-conscious around you, her hands may instinctively move to her hair as a method to discharge pressure and divert herself. Timing is vital here. If she begins touching or fixing her hair immediately after establishing eye contact, or while you are talking, it is rarely a fluke. It is her mute way of indicating she is mindful of you and values how she presents herself in your view. Yet hair and restlessness are only the beginning. The true narrative is often recounted through her eyes because her stare can betray sentiments she is attempting to mask. The subsequent signs disclose how her eyes stay fixed, how her frame drifts closer, and how her movements begin to synchronize with yours. The third indicator is that her gaze lingers on you. People claim the eyes never deceive, and regarding attraction, that proverb is quite precise. When a woman feels pulled toward you, her eyes usually betray it first. She may maintain your stare a bit longer than typical, take fleeting glances when she assumes you aren't looking, or look away bashfully only to return her gaze moments later. There is also biology behind this. Pupil expansion happens naturally when someone feels emotionally provoked, inquisitive, or deeply involved. If her eyes seem more luminous, wider, or fixated on yours, it is a sign that she is mentally and heartfully centered on you. Observe closely during talk. If her vision shifts from your eyes down to your mouth and then back again, that is an instinctive signal of envisioned closeness, even if she would never voice it. The fourth indicator is that she inclines toward you. Physical gap speaks volumes. Individuals do not enter another's intimate space unless they feel at ease, curious, or genuinely captivated. When a woman is attracted to you, she will frequently find small methods to diminish the gap between you. She might lean in while you are speaking, stand nearer than required, or softly graze against you as she moves past. These instances are seldom accidental. Her body is naturally gravitating toward you. Even minor choices like selecting a seat next to you when other chairs are vacant or rotating her seat directly toward you demonstrate that she relishes being close. This proximity is not just physical. When she consistently leans inward, she is silently signaling a wish for emotional intimacy as well. The fifth indicator is that she duplicates your movements. This is one of the most fascinating psychological markers of attraction. Mirroring occurs when she instinctively replicates your posture, hand signs, motions, or even your cadence of speech. It is a natural method humans employ to foster rapport and confidence. If you cross your arms or legs and she replicates the action shortly after, that is mirroring. If you incline forward and she mimics the shift, that is alignment. If you talk with vitality and passion and she echoes it, that is emotional mirroring. It extends beyond bodily motion. She may mirror your temperament as well. If you turn solemn, her voice might soften. If you get enthusiastic, she may reflect that energy back to you. This happens because when someone is emotionally committed, their subconscious desires to remain in harmony with the person they are drawn to. If she mirrors you, it signifies she is tuned into you on a more significant level. This is where many men fail. They concentrate only on facial looks and overlook the more telling specifics. In truth, her feet and her hands can betray even more than her eyes ever will. The sixth indicator is that her feet are oriented toward you. Most people never think to glance down, but feet are one of the most candid markers of focus. Facial expressions can be managed, but feet usually disclose true orientation without realization. If her feet are pointed towards you during a talk, even if she is chatting with others, it shows that you are where her focus truly resides. In group environments, this becomes even more transparent. She might be laughing with companions, but if her toes remain aimed at you, her subconscious has already selected you. Conversely, feet pointing away toward a door or another individual can signal distraction or a lack of engagement. The feet rarely deceive. The seventh indicator is that she touches her throat or collarbone. These spots are sensitive and exposed parts of the frame. When a woman attracts focus to them in your presence, it often signals attraction blended with tension. She may fix her necklace, lightly glide her fingers along her collarbone, or massage the back of her neck while speaking to you. There are two motives behind this. First, it is a soothing motion. Her body utilizes it to quiet nerves sparked by excitement. Second, it subtly emphasizes an intimate zone of her body, pulling your focus without her uttering a word. If she does this while maintaining eye contact or leaning your way, it is more than just a jittery habit. It is a sign of ease, transparency, and attraction functioning in unison. As her sentiments grow stronger, her body starts to betray things she cannot manage at all. That is where the final two indicators arrive, and they are some of the most undeniable signals of all. The eighth indicator is that she flushes around you. Blushing is one of the most transparent and candid signs of attraction. It is not something she can simulate or easily restrain. When a woman feels anxious, thrilled, or emotionally moved by someone, blood flows to her face and her cheeks become warm and colorful. If you observe her blushing when you enter a space, when you offer a compliment, or when you move slightly nearer, it is not random. Her body is exposing feelings she may be trying to hide. That is what makes blushing so potent. It bypasses logic and goes directly to the truth. If she flushes around you, it is because her emotions are rising to the surface, whether she intends them to or not. The ninth and final indicator is that she concentrates on her lips. This one is delicate but extremely revealing. When a woman feels pulled towards you, her lips often become the focal point of her physical language. You may observe her biting her bottom lip, softly wetting her lips, pressing them together, or lightly grazing them while hearing you talk. These movements happen without deliberate thought. They are robust indicators of physical pull and fantasy. Her body is quietly pulling focus to her mouth, inviting your recognition without speech, even while laughing or chatting normally. If her lips keep offering these cues, it means her reflections are traveling beyond the conversation. And here is the final detail many men overlook. If her eyes briefly shift from your eyes to your mouth and then back again while she is touching her own lips, it is a potent sign that she is envisioning intimacy. At that instant, she is not merely listening to you, she is visualizing you, sensing you, and situating you inside her private reflections. That is the moment when attraction is no longer a doubt. It is already flourishing in her mind. Between your eyes and your mouth while you are conversing, that is one of the clearest instinctive signs that she is fantasizing about you. It occurs when her focus wanders without her even noticing. Her eyes move back and forth as if she is trapped between hearing your speech and imagining something more personal. This is not something she organizes or governs. It is reflexive, propelled by her inner ideas. Bonus indicator 1 is that she finds delicate and almost blameless reasons to touch you. Physical contact is one of the most fundamental and deeply ingrained forms of interaction humans possess. Long before speech, touch was how bonds were forged. When a woman is dreaming about you, she will often invent small, gentle methods to bridge the physical gap. She will not abruptly seize your hand or yank you close in an overt way. Instead, she creates instances where contact feels organic, pleasant, and secure for both of you. She might softly brush your forearm while giggling at something you mentioned. She may tap your shoulder just to get your focus, even though she could have used her voice. She might pass you an object and let her fingers linger against yours for a heartbeat longer than required. She could even give you a playful shove during a talk, acting as if it is just amusement, but truly it is a method to feel nearer to you. On the exterior, these touches appear incidental and harmless. Anyone observing might think nothing of them, but when they occur repeatedly, they cease to be random, they become a sequence. That sequence is her subconscious attempting to establish intimacy without vocalizing it. The reason this is significant is straightforward. Touch triggers oxytocin, the bonding chemical. Each light graze sends a prompt to her brain that indicates connection, safety, and warmth. Every time she does it, her body is quietly reinforcing the emotional bridge she feels with you. In her mind, it feels pleasant, even if she cannot clarify why. Now here is where it becomes even more compelling. Observe whether she does this with others. If she is cordial but maintains her distance with everyone else, yet somehow always finds a reason to graze you, then this is not your imagination. She is stepping over the invisible boundary of personal space because she feels pulled to you on a more significant plane. Observe her behavior immediately after the contact. Does she grin softly? Does she avert her eyes quickly? Does she flush or appear a bit timid for a second? That tiny response is vital. It is her body betraying her. It demonstrates that she relished the closeness and that the image in her mind just became a bit more tangible. Bonus indicator 2 is that she incorporates you into her creativity. When a woman reflects on you often, it does not remain confined within her mind. It begins to emerge through her speech. She will gradually draw you into her internal world. This is one of the most robust signs of emotional and romantic imagination. It occurs when she begins to include you in her anecdotes, her concepts, and her envisioned future events. She might discuss scenarios and casually situate you beside her in them. She could tease and say something like, "If you were there, you would likely rescue me from that mess." She might discuss journeys, ventures, or random events and visualize you with her. She could say something like, "We would probably get lost if we went trekking together, but at least it would be entertaining." These remarks may sound airy and lighthearted, but they are not hollow. Sometimes she will probe the situation with romantic what-if inquiries. She might ask, "Can you picture us dancing at a gala?" Or say, "I believe we would actually look striking together in that sort of environment." What she is doing in these instances is sketching a scene. She is inviting you into a version of reality that already dwells in her thoughts. These are not stray jests or empty speech. They are small portals into the ideas she has when she is solitary. From a psychological standpoint, this is very influential. When someone starts situating you into their envisioned narratives, it means you have progressed past being just an acquaintance. You have entered her internal sanctuary. This is where emotional bonding begins to flourish. This is where sentiments start to intensify. If you observe her doing this repeatedly, do not dismiss it as trivial. It is not just idle talk, it is her subconscious disclosing that she is not only considering you in the present, she is envisioning you as a component of her life moving forward. So let us synthesize it all. If a woman is dreaming about you and contemplating you frequently, her physical cues will quietly disclose it through 9 distinct signs. First, she fidgets when you are near, adjusting herself without knowing why. Second, she toys with her hair, twirling it, touching it, or shifting it from her face. Third, her eyes remain on you longer than typical, as if she neglects to look away. Fourth, she inclines nearer when you talk, diminishing the gap between you. Fifth, she duplicates your motions, copying your stance, your hand signs, or even your volume without noticing. Sixth, her feet are aimed toward you, showing where her focus truly sits. Seventh, she touches her throat or collarbone, a sensitive spot she reveals when she feels attracted. Eighth, she flushes in your presence, even when there is no obvious cause. Ninth, her focus wanders to your lips while you speak. Each of these signs individually might not signify much, but when you witness several of them in combination, they narrate a clear story. Speech can be selected with care, and sometimes it can mislead. Physical language is different. It is sincere because it originates from the subconscious. When you learn to observe these minor cues, you gain genuine perception into her concealed sentiments, her urges, and her pull. You stop speculating. You stop doubting your instincts. You start grasping what is truly occurring beneath the exterior. And when you can interpret her physical cues clearly, you know how to react in a poised and certain manner without overthinking or letting the moment slip. If you found this insight influential, ensure you hit the like button so more men can acquire these perceptions. Join Dark Psychology for more material regarding attraction, bonds, and the concealed side of female psychology. And inform me in the feedback, which of these 9 signs have you observed before in your own experiences? Have you ever realized too late that a lady was secretly dreaming about you? Relate your story. I would truly enjoy hearing it. Until the next time, this is Amelia from Dark Psychology, assisting you in grasping and revealing the mysteries of the female mind. When a woman is deeply immersed in thoughts of you, the psychological connection begins to manifest in even more sophisticated, almost invisible ways. Beyond the initial physical cues, her behavior starts to shift toward a state of constant mental availability and hyper-awareness of your presence. This next phase of attraction is about how she integrates your identity into her daily habits and how she unconsciously seeks validation for the bond she is building in her mind. It is a transition from simple physical attraction to a genuine emotional obsession. One significant indicator is that she remembers the smallest, most trivial details about your life. If you mentioned a specific childhood memory or a random preference for a certain type of coffee weeks ago, and she brings it up naturally in conversation, it is a sign of intense mental focus. Most people only retain information that they find valuable. By remembering the background noise of your life, she is proving that her mind is constantly processing you. Her subconscious is effectively building a detailed map of who you are so that her internal fantasies remain accurate and grounded in your reality. Another subtle but profound sign is the change in her vocal pitch and laughter. Research suggests that when a woman is attracted to a person she is thinking about, her voice may naturally become slightly higher or more melodic during their interactions. Furthermore, if she laughs at your jokes, even the ones that aren't particularly funny, it is an instinctive biological response designed to signal compatibility and to make you feel at ease. This courtesy laughter isn't fake. It is an involuntary outward expression of the warmth she feels when she is near the person who has been dominating her thoughts. You might also notice her preening more intensely when you are around. This goes beyond just touching her hair. It includes smoothing her skirt, checking her reflection in windows when she thinks you aren't looking, or reapplying lipstick the moment you leave the room and return. She is hyper-fixated on her visual value in your eyes. Because she has been picturing you in her mind, she wants the reality of her appearance to match the idealized version of herself she hopes you are seeing. Finally, Pay attention to her digital behavior. If she is the first to view your social media stories, or if she sends you memes and links that reminded her of you, it is a clear admission that you are part of her daily mental loop. When she isn't physically with you, her brain seeks out digital proxies to maintain the connection. These small pings are her way of testing the tether between you, ensuring that while she is thinking of you, you are also being prompted to think of her.